I'm so excited because I have this Colourpop box and I have been waiting to open this package. I think I got it last week and I've been waiting to open it on camera for the first time. I ordered some pieces from the My Little Pony times Colourpop collection, and then I also ordered some other items just from what Colourpop had already had. So let me just go ahead and haul this. So if you've never received a Colourpop box, they're really cute when you open it. It has, you know, a cute print inside, and then it's covered with foam, and it usually comes with a cute little card like this. This one says, "Hey love, let's spice things up, XOXO Colourpop." And then you also get a booklet that has a bunch of different makeup looks and stuff in here, and it tells you how to use their makeup. Okay, so I got so many things, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the My Little Pony stuff. Okay, so the My Little Pony stuff has super cute packaging. I picked up an ultra glossy lip. I just love this packaging with the vintage ponies, and then you see this rainbow here that says My Little Pony times Colourpop, and I got the color Flutter Valley. Oh my gosh, look at that sparkle. It's so cute. I also picked up one of their Super Shock shadows in the color Cherries Jubilee. Beautiful packaging again. The vintage pony tessellation pattern. Okay, let's open this up, and then it's like a lilac lavender color packaging. You can't tell. Usually their Super Shock shadows are just white, but this is a lavender color. Okay, then the one that I really wanted is another Super Shock shadow, and it's called Sunbeam, and it is a beautiful shiny shimmery lavender color. Look at that. Oh yes, you can see all of its amazingness. So those are the 3 items that I got from the My Little Pony collection, and then I went ahead and ordered another item. I got a Super Shock shadow, and this is their typical packaging, just a white cardboard. And also a white plastic case. This is in the shade Bow Down, and I got it because it reminded me of the shade Turbo Sun from the Desi times Katie collection from Dose of Colors, but I didn't want to get that whole quad. I just wanted the shade Turbo Sun. But oh my gosh, it's such a pretty purple shade. Purple's my favorite color. So now that I have it in person, I don't think it's exactly the same thing as Turbo Sun, but it's a very pretty purple with a lot of nice sparkles, so it's still a nice color. It's just not as reflective as Turbo Sun. Okay, I got another Super Shock shadow. This is in the shade Paradox. This has actually been out for some time. It's beautiful burgundy that actually matches the color of my top quite perfectly. And it's a matte shade. It's so creamy. Look at that. I'm gonna swatch it. Wow, these are so pigmented. I feel the Super Shock shadows have gotten even better. Especially the matte shades, like, they have improved over time. They were already an amazing formula, but I feel now, look at that pigment, guys. I love this. I love this. Yes, I'm gonna be wearing this a lot. I love red eyeshadows. particularly like deep red eyeshadows. So I have always loved the Colourpop Super Shock shadows. Naturally, when they came out with the Colourpop pressed eyeshadows, I should have been on board and got them, right? But for some reason, I resisted. I just didn't want to try the pressed shadows for whatever reason. But they came out with a bunch of duochrome shades, and I just couldn't resist them. So I went ahead and picked up this eyeshadow palette. This cute Colourpop sticker. And this is, I think this is their largest palette, and they have it saying it was all a dream. This palette is actually blank. It's empty. So I purchased some eyeshadows that can go in here. This is my first large palette of single eyeshadows that I've started, and these are the first colors I went with, and I think they really match my personality. And yeah, the nice thing about building a palette is you can build it with colors that really speak to you, because pre-made palettes are, you know, you may like them, but they don't represent you as a person and the colors you like and the looks that you go for. So that's the fun thing about building a palette. You can build a bridal palette, a neutral palette, an everyday palette. So yeah, I just really like all of these shades. Okay, but we have some more stuff in the haul. Two more things. I wanted to get some really good nude liquid lips because I don't have that many nude liquid lips because I don't wear a lot of nude lips. I like colors, reds, purples, bright colors and stuff. But since I was buying so much from Colourpop anyway, I was like, okay, let's look at what they have. So I got an ultra matte lip and then an ultra satin lip. I've heard a lot of good things about this formula, and I don't think I have an ultra satin lip already. Okay, so the ultra matte lip I got was in the color Troublemaker. This is the ultra satin lip in the color Likely, and it looks like this. It looks very similar to the other color that I just showed you. So left to right, you have Popular Demand, 143, Glass Bull, Sidetracked, Lucky You, Tea Garden, Hear Me Out, Cloud9, Top Notch. And the shade on the left is the Ultra Satin Lip in Likely. Then you have the Ultra Matte Lip in Troublemaker. Then that's a swatch of Flutter Valley, the Ultra Glossy Lip. And then you have Cherries Jubilee in the middle and Sunbeam on the top. I have the shadows in my palette in a different order than what I swatched on my hand. So go to my Instagram for a picture of these shadows with a list of their names. You can follow me at Forward with 3Ds Fashion. I might film a makeup look with all of the products that I just used, and if I do, it will be included in the following clip. Sometimes in flash photography, you can see places where you forgot to put foundation. So I'm putting the Colourpop concealer in Deep Golden around my brows, on my nose, and around my lips to prevent that from happening. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows using the Eyeliner Brow Pomade in Blonde. And then I take that powder from the Ardell Brow Kit and I fill in the front of my brows. And then I take deeper brow powder from the Wet n Wild Brow Kit and fill in the tail end of my brows. Now I'm going to clean up the shape of my brows by using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Medium. And I'm just going to underline the bottom of my brows and part of the top of the brows and then blend it out. I'm going to set my eye space with the shade Hear Me Out. This is going to act as my brow highlight and the base for all of the other powder shadows I'm going to use. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Sidetracked, and we're going to go in the crease and start warming the look up. You really have to spend a lot of time blending out your crease color so that your look can look seamless at the very end. When you think you're done blending, blend some more because nothing's worse than an unblended eye look. Now I'm going into the shade Popular Demand, which is a medium red toned brown, and another crease brush, which is actually from Target. I got it years ago and it's such a nice crease brush, but we're intensifying that outer V. And after you put the color there, just feather it out into your transition color. Then we're going to use the Super Shock shadow in Paradox, which is a gorgeous burgundy color, and I'm going in that same area where I put the color Popular Demand and further warming up the look and defining the crease. Now I'm taking the shade Sunbeam, another Super Shock shadow, and applying that to the lid. And then I'm going to go back and forth between the crease and the lid to re-intensify colors. I'm taking the shade Cloud 9, which is a deep brown color, and I'm going to further deepen the crease because it wasn't as deep as I wanted it to be. I needed more definition there. Now wipe away any fallout you have with a powder brush, and we're going to go into the base. I'm using Estée Lauder Double Wear and mixing it with my L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible. And now I'm using the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade 40, and I also like to layer the shade 30, which is the medium shade, to get the proper brightness that I prefer for my highlight. As you're blending out your highlight, it's good to keep your foundation brush nearby to blend out the edges and melt that into the rest of your face makeup. And then you can go back and forth between your highlighting brush and your foundation brush to get the perfect finish that you want. Now I'm taking the shade Deep and I'm contouring my nose by putting little dots of the color where I want it, and everyone has to contour their nose differently. I'm taking a tiny eyeshadow brush because I think that if you want a chiseled nose, it's better to use a smaller brush. And I'm buffing away the lines so that they look more natural. Again, for me, it's very important to keep my foundation brush nearby because what I'm going to do is, after I blend this out, go over the top and melt that into the foundation, and then bring back the highlighted areas as I want, go back in and bring back some more depth. You just go back and forth, but it's not just going to be a one-step process. You're going to have to gauge the amount of blending and the opacity of the product for your liking. To carve out my cheekbones, I use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Rich, which is the deepest shade that they currently carry, and I blend it out with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I like to bring my cheek contour in towards my nostrils. Again, everyone has to contour their face differently. Now I'm going to set the areas that I highlighted with this Beauty Bakerie Translucent Setting Flower. This is my favorite powder, especially for oily skin. When you bake or let the powder sit on your skin for a long period of time before brushing it away, this really keeps oils at bay. So I put this everywhere that I've highlighted, and also concentrating it in areas where oil breaks my skin down, especially by your laugh lines. It's very important to powder this so that you don't get creasing throughout the day. And when I said where oil breaks my skin down, I meant where it breaks my foundation down. So now we're going to set our face with a powder. I'm just showing that the Amon Cosmetics and Urban Decay powders are very similar, but I'll be using the Urban Decay today in the color Deep Warm. and I'm setting the rest of my face where I didn't bake. I see a lot of people don't set the rest of their face with powder, but because my skin is oily, I need this foundation to last, and so I lock it in and ensure my look by setting it with powder. And it also just adds some warmth back to the look that a translucent powder may have taken away. For some added brightness and extra insurance against oily skin, you can go over the areas where you baked with a powder that's complementary to your highlight color. Then I'm also going to go ahead and powder contour over top the areas that I cream contoured. I'm taking this Shea Moisture Powder Duo in the darkest color that they offer, and I layer the light powder and buff it out, and then I do the same thing with the darker side. I'm going to use only the light shade to contour my nose. I'm using this very tiny brush that I picked up from the beauty supply. It looks like a toothbrush, and it's really good for doing fine detail work on your nose. This is my most favorite blush ever. It's Toasted Almond by Black Radiance. It looks good with every makeup look that I do. I'm using a Morphe fan brush to apply the blush. Then I'm just going to use the same shadows I used on the upper lid on my lower lash line. I'm setting my brows with a brow gel, and I'm going to line my eyes. I'm using L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara on my top and bottom lashes, and then I'm going to line my lips with the Espresso lip liner from NYX. Then I'm going to mix Colored Raine Liquid Lip in Whatever with the shade Troublemaker in the Colourpop Liquid Lip. And I'm just going to mix the colors together using a lip brush. I'll also be using this highlighter from Colourpop in the shade Total Package, but first I like to set my makeup with my Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and then before my face is fully dry I highlight all of the areas that I prefer to highlight, and I love to highlight my nose with this tiny detail brush from Real Techniques. I added some lashes, and here's the finished look. Hey, I just wanted to check back with you and let you know I put on this makeup at 6 a.m. and it is 6 p.m. right now. So I've been wearing my makeup for 12 hours and it is still looking flawless. You can still see the definition of my contour. My eye look is still defined. My eyebrows are still defined. Some shine has come through because I am oily, but the main thing is you can see, oh man, that's too bright. You can see contour. You can still see definition and color in my makeup, even though the oil has come through. So I could blot this now and keep wearing it and keep going. Also, there's no creasing here, so setting your smile lines with powder really helps. So all those layers of powder really helps to ensure your makeup for the whole day. So definitely trust me with this. If you're an oily girl, powder is your friend. You need to bake, and even after you bake, you can put more powder on. Set every portion of your face, under your eyes, the rest of your face, your nose, everything. So yeah, still looking good. I didn't blot, I didn't touch up, nothing all day. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Have a great day.